I'm not kidding. Some of these names are starting.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good day. Must say that I had a very interesting weekend. I lost a dear friend, and it was touching going to his funeral. But before I share that with you, I'd like to say hello to everyone. My name is Chris, Kentucky, Walter, Junebug. I live in New York as of right now, but I'm from Kentucky. And I am an upside down sinner, working hard every day to be an upright Christian. I'm married to a beautiful, loving wife of 41 years. I have siblings who I truly love. I have children, grandchildren, and I do have one. I have even a great-grandchild. So, the question that I'm going to ask is, how would you be remembered? What would others say about you at your funeral? When I was 5 years old, I saw the death of my father. He was sitting next to me, and he was shot between the eyes. And that experience was traumatic in so many ways to a 5-year-old who just lost his father. Now, when I went to the funeral, I remember as if it was yesterday. He laid there in the coffin. He looked like he was sleeping. He was dressed nice. He was handsome. That was my dad, my father, my best friend. And I kept shaking him and asking him, "Dad, wake up, wake up." Until my mom came, grabbed me, and I fought her off because she was pulling me from my dad. So I cried and I screamed. I remember it because I still have nightmares about it. And I'm 67 now. But my grandfather came and took me. And my point I'm making is, from that traumatic experience, I never went to another funeral after that. I just couldn't do it. My daughter died in 2016. I loved her. Boy, that girl, we were so much alike, and she was special. And as special as she was, I couldn't bring myself to go to her funeral. The reason why, I didn't want those images in my mind. I didn't want to see her laying there in the coffin. I didn't want to see her dead. I wanted to see her when she used to come visit me, running across the yard, jumping in my arms until she got a little heavy. Then it was hard to catch her. But nevertheless, she jumped and I held her the best I could. So, a lot of us go through that. A traumatic experience dictate how we react and what goes on in our lives after that event. Now, fast forward. As I said, I couldn't go to funerals. I wouldn't go to them. I get anxiety and my heart rate would just go crazy and I get dizzy and I just couldn't do it. But I wouldn't even allow my wife to talk to me about funeral arrangement for herself. She's older. She's 18 years older than I am. And I didn't want to hear it. But as time went by, we all have to make that decision to let go of moments and times in our lives where it's holding us back. She used to say to me, now you are going to come to my funeral, because if you don't, I'm going to haunt you for the rest of your life. She was joking, but she was serious too, because she knew the fear that I had. So I slowly started praying and asking the Lord to help me with this. So when my friend, Larry, he was a good friend. I knew him for over 40 years. Once I married into my wife's family, he was my wife's sister's husband. And very great man. And that's not too many times I say someone is a great man. But anyway, when I went to see him at his home, because he was under hospice care, he lay there, and I went in and talked to him. And I thought I was going to break down and cry, and I thought I was going to, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. But I didn't. I held my composure, and I just talked to a friend. I let him know that I would be around to look after his wife, my sister-in-law. I let him know that everything was going to be all right, but he was also letting me know that he knew he was going to be all right, and that in time I was going to be all right as well. So a week after that, he died. So this weekend, we had his funeral, and just preparing for it gave me anxiety, but I fought through it. Friday, we went to look at him in the casket. Now, I don't know all these different names. Black people got one thing, white people got another. I guess Spanish have another, what they call different settings for events like that, because I never went to one, so I don't know these names. But I was part of family. I went there to see a family friend, a family member, and say goodbye to him once again. And my wife didn't know this, but boy, my heart was beating like I was in a race. And I had to fight and pray and pray and fight and pray for the Lord to give me strength, because I didn't want to go in there and make a fool of myself by crying, and I didn't want to do that. But when I pulled up to the church, I was at peace. And my wife looked at me. I smiled at her, and we went in. And his family and her family, it was this part of whatever its name was only for the family. And of course, I was the only black person there, but no one saw me as that. I got to meet a lot of people that had heard of me, because my wife and I have been together 41 years. So they knew our story. Whether they accepted it or not, I don't know, but they knew. But yet, when they greeted me, I got to meet his grandkids, his sons, daughters and granddaughters, and cousins, and family on this side and family on that side. And my wife, her sons came, and they stayed with us, and we all went to the funeral and everything together. It was great. And God was there with me the whole time. He was there, holding me together. He was there, letting me know it's all right. So after that, it seemed like they were just sitting around talking, and I kept walking up to the coffin just to say words to my friend. I walked up there several times, and I spoke. And then we left and went to the burial. Now, he was Air Force, so they had the 21 gun salute. Now, if you lived in a ghetto or live a certain area, when you hear gunshots, you duck, you jump. And that's what happened. When them guns went off, I jumped. And it startled me. But after that, watching him, all his family, everyone there, it helped me. In so many ways, it helped me. So, the next day, and the sun was shining, because he was a man that I could see God smiling and giving him a special funeral and bringing him and welcoming him home with trumpet blaring and with all types of stuff that God would do for his children, especially those who had been very committed to him. He was. So the next day was what they call something like celebration of life. Black people, I think we call it a wake or something. But I sit there, and it was packed. It was packed. The church was packed. And I'm looking at all the people, and this time there was black, white, Spanish. There was no just me amongst a lot of Caucasian or whites. And then they went up on stage. And each person, his grandkids, his kids, everyone, they all had nothing but high praise to say to him, about him. And I sit there listening to this, and I was like, wow. 1 second. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. All right, I'm coming in. And my friend brought me a McGriddle. So anyway, brought me breakfast. He's a good friend. So his two sons, they're older men. They sung a song that was great. They sounded like professionals. And I think that was the first time they had actually, as grown men, sung together. And I recorded it, and I didn't see no one else with their phones out recording anything, and I didn't know if you could actually record anything, but I did. I turned it on and held it on the side of me because the music was so touching, so warm, so full of life. I had to record it, and I did. Then, like I said, they talked about him. Everyone had nothing but high praise to say about that man. And it made me think, when my day comes and they have a funeral, wake, celebration of life, whatever they may name it, how would I be remembered? What would people, my children, and if my wife happened to be alive and I go before her, what would she say about me? What would others say about me? Would they say I was a kind man? Would they say I was a Christian? Or would they continue to say that I was an upside down sinner to the very end, trying to make my way to become an upright Christian? So what would they say about me? Would they even come and visit? well, not so much visit, but come to the church. And I've been thinking about that for the last few days. Where they say he was a convict, inmate. And he had did this and did that and spent 44 years in prison. Would that be my legacy? Would that be what people would only think of me as a convict? So it's been bothering me because I don't want to be remembered as that. I don't want to be remembered as something negative. I want to be remembered as someone positive. So what does that mean? That means that from this day forward, I have to, however long the Lord bless me, give things to people to remember me by, where when I pass away and they hear about it, they would say good things about us, about me. Now, I know I've done this broadcast for a while. I'm an upside down sinner trying to become an upright Christian. And I've done a lot of different subject matters that I spoke about. But will they be remembered? Will people remember me and say, he was the guy that used to sit in his car before he goes to work and pray for people and let people know that he loved them? So, I don't know. I would love for people to write in the comment, because I would love to hear whatever comment people needed or wanted or have to say about me. I would like for them to say it where I could read it and know in my heart that when I do leave, kind words will be spoke about me in a kind way. Now, is that being selfish? No. Is that being conceited? No. That's just being human. What do I think about myself? I think I'm a good man. I'm a good father, a good son, and I'm a good husband and a good friend. And I am a Christian, even though I say I'm an upside down sinner. So that's what I think about myself. I don't know what others think about me. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And one more thing I wanted to share. On TikTok, my wife and I, we did a live. And I'm not going to say the victim, because I don't even like using that word. The woman that I caused, who death I caused, her daughter came on the live. You know, they have little boxes where you can actually see other people that you're talking with. They ask to be invited, and you say yes or no. And I seen her. Automatically I said yes. And we talked on the air for the first time. I'm talking about, she had written me letters for the last 3 years. But this was the first time we actually talked and seen each other face to face. And I had other guests on there, but my mind, everything was focused on her. And she kept telling me, I forgive you. You're a good man. And she was saying things about me that, yeah, I broke down and cried. Regardless of all this, a man is not supposed to cry and all this dumb stuff. I cried because here's a woman in her 40s. Okay, so it's been 46. She's got to be, she was 2 years old when all this took place. So she's got to be either 48, 49, or maybe even 50. And she's telling me in front of the whole world or on that broadcast that she forgive me. But I was telling her that I can't forgive myself because I took so much away from her and her brother. But she said, no, we both forgive you. And I knew she meant it. I knew she meant it. And, you know, during the show and stuff, my wife was there and she's talking. She calmed me down and everything, but I'm just showing you how God is working in people's lives, bringing people together, helping them to forgive themselves. God has forgiven me. Rachel, her daughter, had forgiven me. And I'm slowly forgiving myself. So, I'm just wanted to share with you that in people's lives, a lot is going on. Good and bad. A lot of ups and a lot of downs. Confusion, heartaches, pain, wondering what's going to happen next, wondering what's going to be, this is going to be like, fear. Do you trust God? Do you not trust God? Are you just a straight up, upside down sinner who's on his way to hell and not trying to make your way to heaven? These are questions that we all have to ask ourselves and then answer them truthfully. What you are or what you expect out of life. So, I just wanted others to know I'm just like you. I have my problems. I have my this and that. But God is seeing me through them. And my friend went to heaven. And I hope to meet him. No. Let me change that. It's not I hope. I will meet him. When my time comes, he'll meet me at the pearly gates along with so many others and welcome me into a new life, a spiritual realm called heaven. So I just wanted to share this with you and let you know God is still working in people's lives. He helped me with my friend. He helped me with Rachel. I want you to understand, I took her mother away from her and her brother. I took a life. And yet, this woman said she forgives me and that I was a good man. And she's been following me a lot for a long time. And that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot for someone to do what she's done. God would help us get over stumbling blocks that lies in our path. God would help us if we take the time just to ask him and invite him into our lives and into our hearts. And I'm saying this, you don't have to be a full-blown Christian, meaning read the Bible from front to back, go to church every Sunday. No, because I don't do it. I'm just saying, talk to God. Talk to him. Let him know that you're confused, you're angry, you're this, you're that, and why did this happen and why did that? And he'll give you answers. Not right then and there, but he will make it come about as he did with me. So, The words were, how would you be remembered? And what would others say about you? I should have added, what do you think about yourself? Do you think you're a good person? Do you think others love you? Do you think that you're worthy to be loved? Do you think you're going to heaven or you're going to hell? Or do you don't think about any of that, and whatever happens? Just a question I put out there to you. And with that being said, let me, as I always do, let you know I love you. I really do love you. And I pray for everyone. Now it's after 7, I got to go to work, but I pray that God will take care of each and every one of you and help you find the answers that you're seeking to the questions that you have asked yourself. I love you all, and may God bless each and every one of you. My wife, my children, grandchildren, my family, my friends, and new friends who may come into my life later on. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all. And this is a blessed day in more ways than one. Take care. And just don't give up. Hold on. Don't look down, look up. And just talk to God, as I just talked to you. Take care. God bless each and every one of you.